Hello, everyone. This is the GSA SmartPay 3 101 training course. My name is Rebecca Naus-Perillo, and I am a business management specialist with GSA Center for Charge Card Management. And you are a new AOPC. As a program coordinator, you play a critical role in your agency's charge card program. Your work is very important. You work with account holders, the banks, and other key stakeholders to ensure that all accounts are effectively managed. Today's course is a basic class which overviews some introductory information about the GSA SmartPay 3 program and the master contract. And let's go ahead and get started. So we'll start with some high-level information about the GSA SmartPay program. We are the largest government charge card and related payment solutions program in the world. The program has more than 6 million purchase travel fleet and integrated accounts and supports more than 560 agencies and organizations across the federal government. Since the award of the initial GSA SmartPay master contract in 1998, the GSA SmartPay program has provided convenient, efficient, and effective payment solutions for the federal government, for the tribes, the tribal organizations, with a comprehensive portfolio of payment solutions, including purchase travel fleet and integrated charge card services. For the GSA SmartPay 3 program, which we also call SP3, there are two contractor banks, Citibank and US Bank. Agencies pay no direct fees for using the GSA SmartPay program, and one of the very best parts of the program for agencies is the opportunity to earn refunds, which we will talk about throughout today's presentation. There are a number of benefits to using the GSA SmartPay program as a payment solution, and we'll go over several of them right now. One is safety and transparency. The GSA SmartPay program provides secure solutions for efficient payment transactions. Customers have access to tools that promote increased transparency through access to spend and performance data. There's also electronic access to data. Through the GSA SmartPay Contractor Bank's online systems, account managers and account holders have immediate access to complete transaction level data to help reduce fraud, waste, and abuse. The electronic access system, which we will also refer to as the EAS, provides account access, account management, and a variety of reports for AOPCs to assist you all in the effective management of your agency's charge card program. Refunds is another huge benefit. Through the GSA SmartPay program, agencies earn refunds based on a single rate, which considers both volume of spend and speed of pay. Minimums may vary by contract line item, and business line. An agency and the GSA SmartPay Contractor Bank may have negotiated an additional refund incentive, and they may have documented it in the task order. So make sure you take a look at your task order so you understand your refund structure. Agencies can maximize refunds earned by reducing spend from convenience checks, personal payments via cash or personal credit card, and by switching traditional contract payments over to a GSA SmartPay payment solution like a purchase card. In FY21, agencies and organizations received over $390 million back in refunds, which is pretty significant. Another benefit is worldwide acceptance. The GSA SmartPay program provides access to merchants around the globe. Through the use of commercial payment infrastructure, customers are able to use GSA SmartPay solutions anywhere in the world where merchants accept cards. And the last benefit that we're going to review right now is favorable pricing. GSA SmartPay solutions provide automatic point-of-sale recognition for many GSA discount programs, including the Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative programs, which you may know as FSSI, the City Pair program, and so many more. A GSA SmartPay travel payment solution is required to obtain airfare discounts through the GSA City Pair program, creating billions in annual savings government-wide. And integrated with GSA Advantage, GSA scheduled contracts include a contract term that the charge card can be used as an ordering and payment mechanism under the micro purchase threshold. And for many contracts over the micro purchase threshold, subject to the account holder's purchase authority. So let's take a look at some statistics for the GSA SmartPay program. These are FY21 stats, as our FY22 stats are not quite releasable. These numbers include all business lines, so purchase, travel, integrated, and fleet. And here you'll see that the FY21 spend for the entire GSA SmartPay program overall was $29.1 billion. This is up 1.7% from FY20. And as far as refunds are concerned, as mentioned previously, refunds totaled about $390 million. And this was up slightly in FY21. Again, this is the money, the refunds, this is the money that goes back to the agencies to reinvest in your mission. Transactions were down 5.3% in FY21, totaling over 69 million transactions. And total accounts were up about 12% in FY21, totaling 6.1 million accounts. So even though COVID-19 related factors were at play, the FY21 GSA SmartPay program numbers remained very strong. So let's now review the roles and responsibilities of some of the key players associated with the GSA SmartPay program. Take a look at this graphic, and as you can see, there are many different parties involved with our program. And we're going to go through some of the roles and responsibilities for each of these players. First up, we have AOPCs. Hopefully you are getting to know this AOPC role very well at this point. Some of the responsibilities for the AOPC includes setting up, maintaining, renewing, and terminating accounts, serving as a liaison between the account holders and the contractor bank, providing ongoing assistance and advice to account holders, developing agency policy and procedures, auditing the accounts as required by your agency policy, and using the bank's EAS to perform account management and oversight. So really, as an AOPC, you are responsible for the overall management and oversight of the accounts under your span of control. Next up, we have account holders. The account holder is the individual or agency organization component designated by an agency to use the account. The account holder is responsible for securing the account, maintaining records relating to all charge card transactions, and using the account ethically and appropriately. There are approving officials. We refer to approving officials as AOs, and the AO is the person who is typically a supervisor that is responsible for ensuring an account is used properly by the agency. The AO authorizes account holder purchases for official use only and ensures that the statements are reconciled and submitted to the DBO, or the Designated Billing Office, in a timely manner. The Designated Billing Official or Office, also called the DBO, generally serves as the focal point for receipt of official centrally billed invoices. So we'll talk about the different types of accounts, centrally billed accounts versus individually billed accounts, in a couple of slides. But the DBO, so they serve as a focal point for the receipt of official centrally billed invoices, and they serve as a liaison between the agency, the AOPC, and the CBA account holder. The DBO oversees the proper processing of invoices and ensures invoices are paid within the Prompt Payment Act timeframes. So these folks reconcile invoices and provide timely payment to the contractor bank. The TDO, or the Transaction Dispute Officer, is an individual or office that may be designated by the ordering agency to assist the agency and the contractor bank in tracking and resolving disputed transactions. The TDO oversees the proper processing of transaction disputes and works with the contractor bank to assure a resolution. Again, there are two contractor banks for SP3, Citibank and US Bank. And the brands that work with Citibank are MasterCard, Visa, and Right Express, or WEX, for fleet transactions. And the brands that work with US Bank are MasterCard, Visa, and for fleet transactions, Voyager. So what are the responsibilities for the contractor bank? They are to pay merchants for account transactions, establish accounts, issue accounts, create and maintain the EAS that we've been talking about. They prepare monthly statements for each account holder. They issue invoices to the DBO for the centrally billed accounts. They provide customer service 24/7, they prepare reports, and they also participate in the annual training forum sponsored by GSA. So if you don't know about the forum as a new AOPC, hopefully you'll go and search out some information about it. It is a great opportunity for AOPCs and especially for new AOPCs to attend this event. Banks, brands, GSA, all put on different types of training. Last year in 2022, we had almost 100 unique classes offered during the event. So in 2023, it's going to be held in June. So please register when you have a moment. There's no fee to register. This year it's a virtual event. And there's just a plethora of wonderful information available for you. So the contractor banks are responsible for participating in this forum, putting on training during this forum. So again, please try to attend. And they also are to comply with all the other terms and conditions of the GSA SmartPay Master Contract. The GSA SmartPay brands are financial institutions that dictate where payments can be processed and facilitate the payment process between the account holders, merchants, and issuing financial institutions. Examples of brands are Visa and MasterCard. The Center for Charge Card Management, also known as CCCM, provides overall program management and advocacy. This is the group within GSA that I work for. The Service Delivery Branch, which is part of CCCM, provides customer service to all of the agencies and organizations with SP3 task orders. Each agency has a point of contact within our team. So as an AOPC, if you encounter any unusual situations or if you have any program-related questions, feel free to reach out to your POC at GSA, and we will do our best to answer your questions as soon as possible. Agencies, organizations, and account holders can also reach out to our team via email, which is gsa_smartpay@gsa.gov. That inbox is staffed Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, with the exception of federal holidays. So again, feel free to reach out to us. We are here to help. Another person at GSA that is involved with the GSA SmartPay program is the GSA Contracting Officer. The CEO administers the GSA Master Contract on behalf of all authorized users, including your agency. And the CEO is the only person who is authorized to make any changes to any of the requirements of the GSA SmartPay Master Contract. They are the only person that can legally commit or obligate the government to the expenditure of public funds for the GSA SmartPay Master Contract. And they are the only person that is able to render a final decision on a dispute pertaining to the GSA SmartPay Master Contract. So are there any other parties involved with the GSA SmartPay program? And the answer is yes. Because the GSA SmartPay program is a highly visible program and receives a lot of interest both within and outside of your organization's management, the Inspector General staff, and other investigators or auditors will likely be interested in the performance of your charge card program. Many organizations will have periodic audits of their charge card program, and you will likely be a key player in those audits. OMB is also involved in the oversight of the government-wide charge card program. Additionally, you may find that the OMB and Congress, they may take an interest in the performance of your program. Your agency management and policy office will provide you with more information on handling audits, investigations, and external inquiries if and when they come up. So now that we've discussed who's involved with the GSA SmartPay program, let's talk a little bit more about the program itself. Through contracts with Citibank and US Bank, the GSA SmartPay program enables agencies across the federal government to obtain payment solutions to support mission needs. The GSA SmartPay Master Contract, which is administered by GSA, is a fixed price, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, which is also called an IDIQ type of contract. The maximum base period for the initial order is 4 years, with 3 3-year options, which equates to a 13-year transactional period. The base period just ended on November 29th, 2022. And you can see from the little star here, we've just started the first option period here. So to participate in the program, your agency had to be eligible to issue a task order against the GSA SmartPay master contract, and your agency awarded a task order to one of the GSA SmartPay contractor banks, and then you selected a brand. It is through this task order that cards are set up and managed by you, the AOPC. And as we discussed a few minutes ago, the AOPC has access to the bank's EAS, and also you work with the banks to resolve issues and answer questions. Understanding the terms and conditions of the GSA SmartPay Master Contract is very important to performing your role as a program coordinator. The terms and conditions of the Master Contract identify specific contractual requirements that the GSA SmartPay program has with the bank. The GSA SmartPay Master Contract can be viewed on our website, which is smartpay.gsa.gov. And if you haven't had a chance yet, I really recommend that you take a look at the master contract. You can download it on our website and review the relevant clauses and sections that pertain to the programs that you manage, as well as the GSA SmartPay program in general. Just a quick warning, it is around 244 pages, so it's not a quick read, but I definitely recommend taking a look at it since you are responsible for managing your agency's charge card program. I mentioned that we would review the two types of accounts, and those are the centrally billed accounts, CBAs, and individually billed accounts, IBAs. A centrally billed account is an account established by the contractor at the request of the agency to pay for official government purchases for which the customer agency is directly billed and liable for making the payment. All purchase and fleet accounts are centrally billed. Travel accounts used for airfare and other travel-related transactions may also be centrally billed. Agencies will specify at your task order level which travel and integrated cards would be centrally billed accounts. So if you're unsure, check out your task order. An individually billed account is a contractor issued account used by authorized individuals to pay for official travel and travel related expenses for which the contractor bills the account holder and for which the individual is liable to pay. The government reimburses employees only for authorized and allowable expenses, and employees are responsible for amounts charged in excess of the allowable reimbursement. There are 4 business lines under the GSA SmartPay 3 Master Contract, and they include purchase. This is used to procure, order, and pay for supplies and services. Travel. This is used for official travel and travel-related expenses. Fleet, for use for fuel, maintenance, and for repair of government-owned and operated vehicles. And integrated, which combines 2 or more business lines on a single account. There are 4 task order types under the GSA SmartPay 3 Master Contract. And let's go over these. There's standard. The standard task order contains the same requirements as the master contract. For the standard task order, agencies solicited both contractor banks for the desired Tier 1 core and Tier 2 value-added off-the-shelf offerings. And we will talk more in a couple of slides about Tier 1 and Tier 2 offerings. So we will get to that if you're not quite sure what Tier 1 and Tier 2 is. There are tailored task orders. The tailored task order includes agency customer-specific requirements, which as a rule of thumb would increase the level of effort required from the contractor bank beyond what is required under the master contract, but it's still within the scope. So for an example, reporting is already included in the scope of the master contract, but perhaps your agency needs a specific report that is not included in the standard offering. In this case, your agency may have developed a tailored task order to include this requirement. Again, if your agency selected the tailored task order option, you solicited both contractor banks for the desired Tier 1 core and Tier 2 value-added offerings that were tailored to meet your agency's specific requirements. Tag-along. The tag-along uses another agency's established task order so that it may take advantage of that task order's pre-negotiated terms, rates, and conditions. As a result, all administrative responsibilities of the task order are placed on the primary agency. As of today, both the Department of Energy and the Department of State are the primary agencies that allowed tags. And lastly, we have the pool task order, which occurs when 2 or more agencies collaborate to develop and issue one task order, which will meet the needs of multiple agencies. Currently, the GSA SmartPay Program Office provides the pool task order, and we manage that for smaller agencies, tribes, and tribal organizations. Refunds, always a very popular topic of discussion. So people ask, what is a refund? A refund is a payment made by the contractor bank to the agency based on the dollar amount or spend volume during a specified time period. Customer agencies can and have used refunds earned to directly fund and support efforts critical to agency mission delivery and support. In the GSA SmartPay 3 master contract, refunds are expressed in terms of basis points or cents per transaction, depending on the contract line item. And what is a basis point? So that's 1/100th of 1%, expressed as 0.01% or 0.0001. So remember those 3 zeros because we're going to use those in a calculation in a bit. So again, one basis point is 1/100th of 1% or 0.01% or 0.0001. Refunds under GSA SmartPay 3 are a single rate that takes into consideration both spend volume and speed of pay. Refunds may also include additional payments from the contractor bank to the agency for improper or erroneous refund payments and or invoice adjustments. Okay, so let's take a look at another concept under SP3 and how it relates to refunds. And this is the flow of a commercial transaction. The contracting officer or other acquisition folks may ask, how does the SP3 contractor banks make their money on the contract if they are giving agencies and organizations refunds? This is a great question. It is important to understand who was involved in the commercial transaction process so that you can understand where refunds come from, since there are a number of entities involved in the commercial payment structure. These entities include the merchant bank, which we also call the acquiring bank, the approval networks like Visa or MasterCard, the GSA SP3 contractor bank, also known as an issuing bank, and third-party processors as applicable. In most transactions, entities will assess a small fee, which is taken out of the amount of the transaction. Depending on the merchant or transaction amount, other entities may also be eligible to charge fees. So this diagram here depicts the interchange process and the anatomy of a commercial transaction. And let's go through this quickly, so hopefully you will understand what this looks like once we finish this part of the discussion. So the first step is a cardholder uses a GSA SmartPay solution at a merchant for the authorized purchase of goods or services. Then the merchant's bank, also called the acquiring bank, receives authorization from the SP3 contractor bank, also called the issuing bank, through an authorization network like Visa or MasterCard. The merchant finalizes the transaction, and the acquiring bank requests payment from the issuing bank, again through the network. Once approved, the issuing bank provides funds to the acquiring bank through the network. The network assesses an interchange fee on the approved amount. The interchange fee is how the SP3 contractor bank recoups their operating costs and profit. The acquiring bank assesses a processing fee on the approved funds, and the merchant received payment. The issuing bank then bills the account for the full amount of the good and or service. So again, interchange is a fee paid by the merchant's financial institutions to the card issuing bank for processing its customer merchant payment transaction. In most cases, the interchange fee is a percentage of the total transaction amount and is passed on to the merchant through the merchant financial institution's fees. The refunds received under the GSA SmartPay program are the part of the interchange fee that the SP3 contractor bank charges and then provides back to the agency organization, much like corporate and personal credit card cashback rewards or points programs. Okay, so now let's transition to pricing and talk about that for a little bit. The GSA SmartPay 3 master contract includes both refund-based pricing and fee-based pricing. First, we'll talk about refund-based pricing. Refund-based pricing in the GSA SmartPay 3 master contract is for products and services that generate interchange, which we just discussed on that last slide. And as I mentioned on the last slide, I'm going to mention it here again. The refunds received under the GSA SmartPay program are the part of the interchange fee that the SP3 contractor bank charges and then provides back to the agency. So if there's an interchange fee generated for a transaction, refunds will be generated and will go back to the agency. Refund-based pricing in the GSA SmartPay 3 master contract is expressed in terms of basis points or cents per transaction and shows the minimum allowable refund that must be paid to agencies for use of the products or services. Therefore, at the task order level, GSA SmartPay 3 contractor banks must provide this minimum refund rate or higher when the product or service is ordered by the agency. So check your task order so you can see what your refund is for these for different types of products, and we'll talk about them in a bit. Fee-based pricing. This is for products and services that do not generate interchange. Therefore, refunds will not be generated from the spend associated with these contract line items. What's an example of this type of what uses fee-based pricing? Well, convenient checks, they're an example because they don't generate an interchange. Fee-based pricing is expressed in terms of cents or dollars per the unit of measure and shows the maximum allowable fee for the products or services. Therefore, at the task order level, GSA SmartPay 3 contractor banks may not propose more than the maximum allowable fee for any of these fee-based contract line items as found in the master contract. So they can provide some discounts off that maximum allowable fee. So now we're going to move into talking about the Tier 1 and Tier 2 offerings. So there are two types of product and service offerings under the GSA SmartPay 3 master contract. Tier 1 are required or core requirements, and Tier 2 are value added or optional requirements. The tiers and their respective products and services are found in the master contract, section C.3.1.1 and C.3.1.2 respectively. So please download that contract and check out those sections. Tier 1 products and services are the same across both contractors. And you may ask, why is that? Well, that's because they are our core requirements. They are the payment solutions that we use to initiate the majority of our transactions under the GSA SmartPay program. Both Citibank and US Bank were required to propose in the Tier 1 offerings in order to receive a contract. Tier 1 contains both not separately priced and separately priced items. The Tier 1 offerings that are not separately priced are offered at no additional cost and are included in the minimum refund amounts for standard transactions, large ticket transactions, and e-payables, supplier-initiated payment plans by business line unless otherwise indicated. And these are refund-based. Tier 1 core offerings include all of these items right here, so you can take a look at them. And now let's talk about Tier 2 offerings. The contractor banks were not required to offer or provide Tier 2 value-added products and services to receive a master contract award. Tier 2 products and services vary by contractor bank and they vary by business line. These optional Tier 2 items augment or add value to the payment solution processes found in Tier 1, or they may be a separate payment solution or service that is a proprietary offering and unique to that contractor bank. Tier 2 products and services must be offered at the master contract level in order to make them available at the agency task order level. Tier 2 value-added products and services are all separately priced. Most Tier 2 contract line items are fee-based and will not generate interchange unless the contractor bank's master contract pricing schedule expressly states that it does. We also have a few Tier 2 plans under one of our SP3 contractor banks that are refund-based, specifically e-payables buyer-initiated payments and e-payables straight-through processing. And here are some of the Tier 2 value-added offerings. Okay, so now you understand a bit about refunds, interchange, types of pricing, and Tier 1 and Tier 2 offerings for SP3. Our final topic will cover how to calculate your agency's refunds. Before we get to that slide, I'd like to talk about the GSA Contract Access Fee, or CAF. The GSA CAF was previously called the Industrial Funding Fee, or IFF. The CAF is the fee that equals a set number of basis points as established by GSA Center for Charge Card Management to be remitted by the contractor bank to GSA from the gross refunds. The CAF serves to cover GSA's cost of operating the GSA SmartPay program. And now let's cover the last major topic for the day, how to calculate your agency's refunds. Refunds are calculated and aggregated for quarterly remittance in accordance with the GSA SmartPay 3 Master Contract, Section B.3.3, Calculation of Refunds. These next few slides may be a bit overwhelming at first, and you may have to watch this part of the presentation a few times, but please stick with it. And here we go. So first you determine the net charge volume. The net charge volume is the sum of all purchases, including convenience checks, ATM, cash advances, and other fee-generating products and services, minus any adjustments and merchant credits. So here you add up the purchases, cash advances, convenience checks, and fees, and you take out the adjustments and credits, and you reach the net charge volume, which is $7,805. Also, for a list of transactions that are included in net charge volume for the purposes of this contract, please see section J.1 attachment 1, which is entitled Transaction Codes and Descriptions, and that should be very helpful for you. Next, you determine the refund eligible net charge volume. Convenience check spend is not included in the refund eligible net charge volume, so let's subtract it from the net charge volume. So here, the refund eligible net charge volume is $7,805 minus the $500, which gives you $7,305. Then you calculate the gross refund and the GSA contract access fee to determine the net refund amount. That net refund amount is the refund that goes back to your agency. So we are almost there. From the previous slide, we calculated the refund eligible net charge volume at $7,305. This example assumes that the agency's task order net refund included 100 basis points, and the GSA CAF was set to a maximum allowable, which under the master contract is 6.5 basis points. The gross refund is calculated by taking that 7,305, and then you add the 100 basis points plus the 6.5 basis points together. So that's 106.5 basis points. And then you multiply that by 0.0001, because if you remember, 1 basis point equals 1/100th of 1%, or 0.0001, as I mentioned before. And so when you take the 106.5 basis points and you multiply it by the 0.0001, you get 0.01065. And then you multiply that against the 7,305, and that gives you $77.80. And this is your gross refund, okay? So again, that gross refund is the calculated amount of the refund before the deduction of the CAF. So let's go ahead and calculate your CAF. So you take the refund eligible net charge volume, which we know is 7,305, and then you multiply that by the 6.5 basis points times 0.0001, and that gives you 0.00065. So you multiply that by the 7305, and that gives you $4.75. And this is the amount that the contractor bank will pay to GSA for the reporting period. And that's GSA's fee to run the GSA SmartPay program. So again, the net refund is the calculated amount of the gross refund reflected in dollars, the $77.80, less the CAF, which is the $4.75. And so in this case, the net refund is $73.05. Therefore, the contractor bank would pay a net refund of $73.05 back to your agency for the reporting period. And I want to say to you, congratulations for making it through your first refund calculation. If you'd like to take a look at this example later, it is referenced in the master contract, so feel free to do that. But way to go for making it through that first example. And in closing, as new AOPCs, please continue to review the GSA SmartPay website, read the GSA SmartPay master contract, attend the yearly GSA SmartPay training forum, and talk with your fellow AOPCs to learn more about the GSA SmartPay program overall, as well as your agency's specific charge card program policies. Every agency runs its program a bit differently, so if you were at one agency and you transfer to another, you still have to learn that agency's charge card policies. So as a new AOPC, make sure you understand the program overall and your specific agency's policies. Also, it is really helpful to get to know your bank's customer service representatives and account managers. They can provide you with a wealth of information, and they are ready and able to answer questions to help you manage your program. Many of your responsibilities as an AOPC involves having a great working relationship with the contractor bank. So also, before we go, I want to share a couple of resources with you. Here's the program website that I've talked about throughout today's presentation, smartpay.gsa.gov. There is a great wealth of information here, so if you have not explored it, please take a look when you have a moment. We also have a training website, which is training.smartpay.gsa.gov. It's another great resource. Some agencies actually use our training to abide by the training requirement. Not everyone does, but feel free to take a look at it. Perhaps some of this information would also be helpful to you. And here's GSA Center for Charge Card Management. Here's our information. Agencies, organizations, and account holders, you can always reach out to us at GSA_SmartPay@gsa.gov. Again, we're staffed Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, with the exception of federal holidays. So please reach out to us. If you're not sure who your POC is, you can reach out to this inbox and say, hey, who's my POC? I'd like to talk with them directly. We are here to help you. Here's Citibank's contact information and US Bank's contact information. And now we've reached the end of today's GSA SmartPay 3 101 presentation. I hope that you have found it useful and helpful, and perhaps you've learned some new information today. Again, my name is Rebecca Naus-Perillo with GSA Center for Charge Card Management, and here's my email. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions at any time. And I want to say thank you again today for your time and attention, and have a wonderful day.